What's going on, guys, and welcome back. It is your boy Elio here. Another account review Andy going on. I mean, what's new? Don't worry, there will be some more monster reviews coming out because some mods have been updated, and plus I need to finish off that list because I already have over 100 mods on my monster review playlist if you haven't checked that out yet. And you know, shameless plug right there, shameless plug. But anyways, let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so in today's video, we have Jay's account. I'm not going to slaughter his name. I'm not going to do him like that. Seems like a cool dude. Not gonna slaughter your name, dude. But we have Jay's account, and he told me to take a look at everything. He was very specific with what he wanted, which is a thumbs up for me. You get a smiley face for that. And of course, we got to start off with the gym quality, boys. We got to start off with the gym quality. Overall, everything seems pretty good. I didn't see any outliers that were a big issue there. My only suggestion to you, Jay, though, is that while there's some mods with complete sets, and I mean, I haven't done a video on this, but hopefully I have driven that home. Nowadays, there's a couple mods that you have on complete sets that work perfectly fine, and then there's mods with broken sets, which once again is perfectly fine. But the gymming goal, at least in my opinion, as you progress through the game, is first you start off with like crappy beginner sets, then you move on once you get to the intermediate stage of where you're going to be using broken sets, especially with good subs, and then at the end, especially since you're over level 50 now, you should start to be reeling in and focusing on getting the mods that you have on broken sets on complete sets. Now, I am not saying that you need to compromise those broken sets that may have, you know, super duper awesome subs for a crappy complete set. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's reasonable at this point in time as you progress through your account to start focusing on, okay, my Fire Leo is on a broken set right now, but you know what? I think I freaking love using him. I absolutely love using him everywhere. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and work towards getting him on a complete ruin set. So as you farm out through the game and you come across one or two good ruin gems, you're going to obviously enhance those and get robbed by Tina. But hey, look, that one has good subs. Okay, let me go ahead and, you know, save this one for now. We're not going to mess up Leo's broken set because I don't want to compromise his set. I want to wait until I get a good ruin set together. The day comes, you have a good ruin set. You can now take that broken set off of Leo, throw that pretty pog ruin set on him. Congratulations, he does more damage. And also, you can take those other broken sets, well, not the broken set, but you can take that broken set, slide it over to another mon. It's a win-win situation. Now, in reality, does it work that way? Probably not. I mean, you can literally grind this game for the rest of all eternity and still not have every mon perfectly gemmed. That's just the way it is. But if there's mods that you're focusing on, especially in terms of Titans or like wave clearers, etc., or PvP mods, those are the ones that you should be focusing on to get those sets good to go, because they have the most impact in terms of performance in the game, because they help you get gems, which helps you use energy, which helps you do pulls, etc. But yeah, moving on though, guys, we're going to slide over here to PvP next, so I'll catch you guys over there. Alright, so we're over here with the PvP gang. Looks like you're rocking a Fire Yuki, actually a Wet Sand Wraith. Weird champ. Very, very weird champ. Wood Anubis, and then Fire Jack. A very interesting team. I have not seen Wet Sand Wraith in a PvP team. But anyways, what my suggestion is for your PvP team is just to scrap this, because you have a debuffer, you have a nuker, you have a wave clearer, and then you have Unflinching Strike / Mr. Vengeance over here, and he's not even dark type. But okay, we're gonna scrap these guys though. They're not gonna do any justice in the PvP environment. I mean, Draka is just the tried and true noob killer for PvP, but after you get out of the noob bracket, which you are out of the noob bracket, you should move on to bigger and better things. But my thoughts for your PvP team is pretty simple here. Obviously, you have the light suck, so you can't go wrong with the suck, bro. You can't go wrong. We're gonna go ahead and throw in a Fire Valk, and there's also two other light mons I want to slide up in here, and then we're gonna talk about this for a second. If I can find the other one. Maybe he's at the end. Oh, maybe he's only level 50, that's why. Bro. Oh, never mind, there he is. So this is the team I've picked out for you so far. Do I like it? Yes. Do I also not like it? Yes. The reason being, though, is that Fire Valk is there for pure CC. So she's going to be your stunner for this. Yuki is going to be there, obviously, for CC and then some damage. Light Zephyros really complements both Fire Valk and Light Yuki because of his resistance down plus his shock. And Succubus's goal is to obviously heal the squad and also provide SP support for everyone. Now, the reason why I don't particularly like this kind of setup is just because Light Suck is great, but she doesn't do a super duper good job offensively and defensively, at least in my opinion. It's like you can only do one or the other. I could be wrong. I'm not a super duper PvP expert. I have been learning as I've been doing account reviews though, but I don't know. It's just a weird champ to me. But the goal of this team is just pure CC. With Light Suck being there and also Light Zephyros, hopefully Yuki can mitigate some aggression towards her so she can keep surviving and spamming her shock. And then once again, Zephyros has a shock while Fire Valk can hopefully put a stop to anyone else trying to do damage to your squad. And I mean, my biggest suggestion though would be if you have a Dark Sand Wraith, you could throw him in here as well. That way you can actually run with an SP Siphoner, which may be what my brain is trying to tell me right now with this team composition, that you don't have an SP Siphoner to help you control the battlefield. I mean, you also have a Dark Zephyros, I believe, so you could slide him up in there if you have one. I cannot recall. Let me see if I can find him real quick. Probably not. But you could slide him up in there if you wanted to. That way, once again, you do have an SP Siphoner, but you do have a Dark Sand Wraith. So I would give that a shot and see how that works for you. You can obviously change the lead. It doesn't really matter. Just change the lead. But that way you have an SP Siphoner, you have a CC mon, you have a resistance down mon, and you also have another CC / damage dealer mon. I think right there is a pretty good setup. Obviously Dark Sand Wraith is going to be taking some hits. It's kind of Russian roulette there with Yuki, but it is what it is. That's what I picked out for your offensive team though. If you guys have better suggestions, feel free to leave it in the comments below, because we're all about learning here. Like, this channel is dedicated to people becoming either educated through these videos or entertained, and my goal in all of this is to at least check one of those marks for one person. And if I can get one person to watch this video and they leave with a smiley face, hey dude, job's done. But let me stop ranting and let's go ahead and move on to the defensive side of things. I also failed to mention too, with your current setup, you could also try throwing in your Fire Indra if you want, because your Fire Indra is at Evo 3 and he seems to be on a decent set, so his damage should be alright. But I would just test it out for your offense team and figure out what really works for you, because we might have different play styles, which is perfectly fine because I hit auto and congratulations, it's over. But let's go ahead and pull up your defense team right here. It's very similar to what we had before, honestly, but we're trying to do a little mix, man. A little mix. Like, you have a Fire Artemis right here, and she has the lovely stun and then taunt, which she could definitely be annoying with. You also have Fire Valk, so you can either run Fire Valk or Fire Artemis, but depending on how Fire Artemis is gemmed, she could actually be pretty annoying, honestly speaking. Next up though is obviously I would try and get your Wild Fang if possible variant and use her leader skill instead, because Crisis Aversion really, it doesn't, like, it's not OP, but it really does help with preventing your mons from taking excessive damage due to people with max crit rate. Obviously if they have more than max crit rate, it's less effective, but still it really helps with mitigating damage just from crits alone. And then next up, we can go ahead and throw back in your Light Suck. I would really like it if your Light Suck could be on like a Pugilist set or something of that nature though. That way she has a little bit more utility on her. And then we can go ahead and end this out. I was thinking either with your Light Valk, because she has shock and what is it? Shock and what the frick is the move called, dude? I gotta find her. I have to find her, boys. I cannot forget. Damage reduction. There you go. She has damage reduction, which is great. If she can get that off, that's great. It'll help mitigate some damage away from your light suck too. But she is only Evo 2, so do keep that in mind. It could be a little bit risky. But I was thinking either your light Valk, honestly, or for right now, you could maybe just throw in your Dark Sea Star. Like, I understand that this isn't like the best team composition in the world, but with Light Suck and Dark Sea Star being on the same team, the goal of this is just to have some tanky, annoying mons, because if people come in and they want to focus on Wild Fang first because of her petrification, that's great. Fire Artemis can then detract attention from that. If they come in and they try to get rid of your fire, not fire, but your Dark Sea Star first, hopefully Light Suck can take some aggro away from that just by being annoying. And that's pretty much the goal here. It's just to find a team that can make someone else curse. So I would give this a shot, and especially with the replay feature, you can always take this composition, tweak it a little bit, and figure out what really works for you, and you should be pretty solid in PvP. I mean, is this the best team in the world? No, but we're just trying to work with what you got, man. That's it. Alright, we're over here at Tower of Chaos. I know this wasn't something that you suggested, but I figured I would go ahead and throw that in there anyways. And it looks like you're stuck on Water and Kitty, which I don't remember that fight because I just don't remember it. But it looks like that team composition, you shouldn't have any issues getting through that. I mean, I would say go ahead and throw in Fire Draka, but you don't need him at this point because Water and Kitty is probably going to slaughter him. And I'm not sure why you didn't switch that Miho out, even though you have a super evolved Miho, which is a bit of a weird champ. But it looks like you're using Wood Yaksha just for the crowd control. Banshee's there for the damage and the defense down. Wood Anu's there to nuke. And then you can also bring in Miho as another defense downer / stunner. That's her moveset, right? Let me look. Yeah. Yep, that is her moveset. So, I mean, I think that's reasonable. Your main issues, though, it may be a trinket situation, it may be a gem compromisation situation, or some enhancements. Those could all push you further along, but it looks like you pretty much got things under control with this. And my only suggestion for floor 120 is obviously bring in Draka, bring in some CC if possible, and just pray to the gods. Like, it's not impossible or anything like that. You can auto it, but you could also run similar composition to the PvP offensive team that I recommended, where hopefully you can just shock him to death, and it doesn't matter if he gets a turn or not because he doesn't get a turn, so none of it matters. That's the way I go about it, though. I just CC until he dies. I mean, you can't lose the fight if he can never have a turn. You know what I mean? And now moving on to Golem's B11, which at level 56 you should be doing at this point in time. If not, you need to go ahead and just uninstall the account, man. Like, we're cool, bro. It was nice meeting you and talking to you, but if you're like, dude, I'm level 56 and I'm still running B7, B8, and B9, you need an account review done ASAP, because we need to get you into the Pro Gamer League over here. Like, you need to be B11 ready at this point in time. But this is the B11 team I picked out for you. I ran it just because I was curious to see how it would perform, and honestly I didn't see much of a difference in between your Wood Banshee being switched out with Fire Siegfried, and this could come down to, once again, gems or enhancements. But Wood Banshee may have a little bit of a advantage over Fire Siegfried, even though according to my Wave Clearers tier list, Fire Siegfried is above her. But you can easily book up your Wood Banshee, and if you can get her super evolved, I think that's going to really help stabilize your run as well. And in concerns to your Water Yuki and your Water Miho, in the future, I did notice a Wet Artemis in your box, I want to say. In the future, I would get your Wet Artemis to Evo 2 as soon as you can, and you can choose to either drop Yuki or Miho. In this case, it's really up to you. I would first get my Artemis to Evo 2, try running it a couple times with Miho and Wet Artemis with the same composition, or with Draka and Siegfried, and see what your time is. Or you could do it for a whole entire day, and then compare it again with Yuki and Wet Artemis, and see how it goes with that, so you can figure out, you know, you can see, okay, which one am I gonna drop, because this run has been on average 10 seconds slower than if I replace this mod with that. But when it comes to B11 though, as I've said in all my videos before, you need to have these mods booked up. Super Evolution for Sappers is completely optional. If you have the resources, feel free to do it, but would I recommend it? Absolutely not, because you could use those super stones for something more important. I mean, it increases their base damage and increases their raw damage, but Sap's still going to do the same ticks on a Golem, regardless if your Miho is level 1 or level 5000. So just make sure the mods are booked up. Make sure they're Evo 3 if possible. You got trinkets, enhancements. If you haven't seen the enhancement guide, there's material for that. And hopefully this will be a pretty decent team for you. I expect a time under 130 easily with this team composition once everyone is up to par. But I would focus purely on these guys for right now, because you can't gem up your PvP mons. You can't gem up any mons if you're not running golems to get any gems. Just saying. But alright guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap the video up here as I'm quickly being nosy with Jay's account. But Jay, the main thing to take away from this video is just focus on the mods that I have brought up as an example of what you could use for the certain content that you requested. I would focus on those. And like I said before at the very start, now is the time to start getting some tunnel vision action and focusing on certain mods that you use every single day and seeing what sets you can get together with them that is equal or if not slightly superior to your broken sets. Like, this is the time to start honing in on that, because from here on out, if you want optimal performance, you do need optimal gems. Once again, I am not supporting you sacrificing a good broken set for an absolute F word of a complete set. I am not saying none of that. I'm saying make the swap when it is applicable, and until then, just hold your gems, keep farming, and hopefully the day will come where you can finally get 1 or 2 sets going on these mods. Remember, I did not say put them on some freaking great value garbage sets just to have it on the set. I've seen that before. We're not going to talk about it. We're just going to move on as I just go through your account real quick and see if there's anything flex worthy, because why not? So what does he have, boys? What does he have? He has a light sucking and Yuki. It looks like he picked light Valk. You also have light Imperato, who's at Evo 2. My suggestion though is that you could actually, especially if you can get him variant, which I understand may be difficult, but if you can get him variant, dude, he would be a great PvP lead for you. Like, both defense and offense, to be honest. He would be a very great PvP lead, and you could possibly run an entire light comp while not wise. You could keep Dark Sandwraith in there though and run a light comp with Imperato, Yuki, and Zephyros, dude. With Dark Sandwraith there as the SP Siphoner. Just saying. Just saying. Future thoughts right there. What else do we have here though? You have 2 Dark Garudas, which is a weird champ. Anything else? A whole bunch of Dark Pins. Let's go over here to storage. Ooh, Fire Gemini. Plenty of Wukongs. Do you do Titans at all by any chance? We haven't really talked about Titans, but you do have some Titan mons, dude. If you need help with Titans though, feel free to message me, because that wasn't included in the video. But I mean, we can always look at your mod box again, and I can try and set you up with a basic Titans team, dude. I mean, you definitely have the mons for it. Doesn't look like there's anything else. There's light Shinobi in there, and there's another Imperato, light Siegfried, who is not being used. A F-word ton of Holy Gleams. A Dark Zubaji, Dark Arthur. You probably picked that from contract. Looks like you were playing when Shadow was around too, because you got 2 Shadows. But yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want an account review done, make sure your account is either Google Play or Facebook, and make sure you join the Discord, which Have I mentioned before, the Discord has a bot that is across multiple servers at this point in time, where you can easily access mons via Discord without having to go through the Astro Guide of the game to look up their stats for comparison sakes. And there's also a damage calculator, all free. All you have to do is join the Discord. But until next time, guys, join the Discord if you want an account review done and talk there, or message me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.